Hey guys, thanks for watching again. Well, we've looked at a ton of different traps on Mousetrap Genius here, but every now and then something new still comes along. And today is one of those days. Just got the mice device. And I think just from looking at it here, it may actually be one of the best traps that we've ever looked at. But we'll test that to find out. So let's take a look. The mice device incorporates a lot of things from other traps that I've liked on those other traps, but what the mice device does is it basically just puts all those components together in one trap. The first thing is you've got a transparent trap. You can see through it, which is really nice, so you don't have to, try and judge if a mouse is in it by how much it weighs or if it shakes. You can just look through it, which is really handy. The second thing is it has this nice little escape hatch on it, so once you've caught a mouse, you don't have to open the whole thing up and risk the mouse like jumping out in your face or biting you or something unpleasant like that. You can just open up this little escape slider hatch and walk away for a few minutes, let the mouse go out in an orderly fashion. The third thing is it has these baffles, which are pretty common in traps like the Tin Cat or the Eat and Repeater. But one thing that the mice device does that really improves on that baffle system is this is actually a two-part baffle. So instead of the mouse just walking in over the baffle and then hopefully being stuck, which didn't always work so well on small mice, sometimes small mice could get back out, this one actually has a primary door and a secondary door. When the mouse walks in onto this baffle, it causes the primary door to close up behind it, and then it walks through to the bait, assuming that you baited it. You don't have to necessarily bait a trap like this, and the secondary door shuts behind it. So even if it were to be a small mouse or a strong mouse and it somehow got through the secondary door back out onto the baffle, the primary door would close back up and it would be stuck inside. So that's really a system that I like. We're gonna have to, test that out, of course, but I'm pretty positive about it at this point. The other thing I really like about this trap is its shape. It's very linear and long in design, so it's nice. You can place it right along a wall, which if you've watched any of my videos, you know that a mouse's natural movement pattern is along the wall or some other straight hard surface like that it can use to navigate. So if my arm was the wall, you just place it right here, mouse comes walking along, goes right in. You probably don't need bait even, but I would recommend putting a little bit of bait in the capture chamber just to help things along a little bit and make sure that you do actually get your mouse. One more thing I'd like to point out is this trap is really heavy duty. It's made out of a really heavy plastic material and it's pretty thick. You may not be able to see that too well on the video, but it is quite thick. One thing I don't like about some of those plastic traps, like the mice cube for instance, is that it's kind of a flimsy plastic and it probably wouldn't survive getting stepped on, which is not good for something that you're going to be putting on the floor. So this would definitely survive getting stepped on a couple times, and I've noticed even where the mouse might have a tendency to chew on the trap inside the capture chamber, they've reinforced it with some metal, which would hopefully stop chewing. I'd still recommend not leaving the mouse in there for more than, a couple hours at a time. Check it fairly often as you can, because live capture traps are only live capture traps if you check them often. But anyways, you guys know that because you watch my videos, so you know that stuff. Anyways, this trap is also made in the good old US of A, so if that's important to you, then it's important to you and you can feel good about this trap. Anyways, I really like the looks of this trap, but the question is, does it work? So we are going to test that out here tonight. Come on. Right, so we're taking this out here to our garage. Normally you would place it straight along the wall, but to get a more interesting shot for the slow-mo, we're going to put it at an angle to the camera like this, turn this on, and we will bait it. You don't actually have to bait a trap like this, but we will bait it with a little bit of cracker and peanut butter just to make sure we actually get something. Alright, let's come back in the morning and see what happens. Alright, so we are coming out here to the garage this morning, see if we got anything. And, yep, looks like we got lucky. Yeah, what have we got here? Looks like a little deer mouse. Alrighty, well, let's take this guy outside and let him go. Now, you'll hear a lot of stories about mice that have been live trapped being able to find their way home from 1 or even 2 or 3 miles away. The fact is, those are really just stories for the most part. They've done tests, and mice rarely navigate beyond 30 feet of their nest, and even if they could find their way home from a mile or 2 away, there's no way they would be able to cross that much open ground without getting eaten. So unless it was like forest or tunnels or something all the way from your house, they'd never be able to make it across so much open space. Still though, it is a very good idea to take your mouse as far away as you can, just to make sure that it won't be coming back, which is why I have come out here, which is kind of an abandoned lumber yard. Looks like it should be hopefully a good habitat for our reformed mouse. So we'll just set him down here and let him go. You will notice I'm wearing a glove here, and it is always a very good idea to wear a glove or some sort of protection whenever you handle mice, just because they do have a number of diseases that can be transferable to humans if you're not careful. Now we're just going to open up the little escape hatch right here. Goodbye, Mr. Mouse. Have a nice life. Don't come back. Okay, well, as we just saw, the mice device, really good trap. Really like this trap. Would highly recommend it. If you guys are interested in getting one, put the link to it on Amazon in the video description. Please be sure to check that out. Also, if you're not subscribed to Mousetrap Genius, the YouTube channel, please go ahead and do that. There's going to be lots of more great trap reviews, advice, and of course in-action videos. We're going to have a pretty cool separate in-action video that results from this trap. Also, Mousetrap Genius now has a Facebook page, so you know if you're on Facebook, you know you are. Don't lie to me, guys. Anyways, thanks so much for watching this video. Hope you found it helpful, and hope this and the other videos on this channel are helping you deal humanely and ethically with your rodent problem. Thank you guys for watching.